You think you know me. You watch your news, you see the grainy photos, the marching soldiers, the fat man with the strange haircut. You laugh. You call me a joke, a hermit, a prison. But have you ever stopped to ask why a nation would choose to build a wall around itself? What horror must it have seen to prefer absolute silence to your world? I was born in fire. Not the clean fire of revolution, but the greasy, black fire of annihilation. Your America, the great liberator, came to my peninsula. You said you came to save my southern half from my northern half. But you did not just fight my soldiers. You fought my rocks, my rivers, my trees. You dropped more bombs on my head than you dropped on the entire Pacific theater of your Second World War. Every city, every town, every village turned to ash and bone. Do you know what it is like to see the sky rain jellied gasoline on your home? To have nothing left but the dirt you stand on? You drew a line on a map, the 38th parallel, a scar that would never heal. You declare my war over, but you signed an armistice, not a peace treaty. For 70 years, I have lived not in peace, but in a ceasefire. Every day, I wake up still at war with the most powerful nation on earth. Your soldiers are still there, across the line, their guns pointed at my heart. You hold military drills off my coast, practicing my decapitation, my destruction, and you ask why I am paranoid? You put a gun to my head for 3 generations and wonder why I flinch. My first leader, the eternal president, my grandfather, saw this truth. He saw that your world of allies and promises was a lie. He saw Libya, who gave up its weapons and was torn apart. He saw Iraq, who you said had weapons, and you destroyed them anyway. He saw that in your world, there are only 2 kinds of nations, those with nuclear weapons and those who get bombed by nations with nuclear weapons. It is a very simple lesson, a very clear one. So he gave me an idea, a philosophy born from my ashes. He called it Juche. What is Juche? You call it a bizarre ideology. It is not. It is a survival manual. It means self-reliance. It means we depend on no one. Not the Soviets who abandoned us. Not the Chinese who use us as a buffer. And certainly not you. It means our hands will feed us. Our minds will arm us. Our spirit will defend us. It is the decision to be the master of one's own destiny. Is that not what you claim to admire? So why do you hate it when I practice it? I built my nation from the rubble with my own hands. I built a capital, Pyongyang, more beautiful than the one you destroyed. I built it as a testament, a monument to my will. Every statue, every mosaic, every grand building is a word in an argument I am having with you. It says, you did not break me. It says, I am still here. It says, I am strong. You call it propaganda. I call it breathing. So you ask why I build walls. Because the last time I left the door open, you burned my house down. The silence you mock is the sound of my armor being forged. The isolation you pity is the cocoon in which I transform. I'm not a prison. I'm a fortress. And the world you have built is the reason I need one. You're watching this on a screen, in a room, feeling safe. You believe my story is distant, irrelevant. But what if I told you that you and I are intimately connected? That my every action is a reaction to you? That the fate of your world is tied to the choices I make in my silent kingdom? You see my people, with their faces of stone, weeping for my father, for my grandfather. You call it cult of personality. You call it brainwashing. You see slaves, puppets, a people without will. You are a fool. You, who worship celebrities, who build your identity on brands, who change your beliefs with a trending hashtag. You dare to judge my people's loyalty? What you call a cult, I call family. A nation as a single, unified body, with the leader as the head, the party as the nervous system, and the people as the heart. In your world, the individual is everything. And so you are scattered, divided, weak. My people are one. Their grief is my grief. Their strength is my strength. Do you think this unity is built on fear alone? Fear is a tool, yes. A necessary tool for a nation at war. But you cannot build a society on fear. You build it on love. A fierce, protective love for the nation that is their only shield. A love for the leaders who are the living embodiment of that shield. My grandfather is the father of the nation. My father was the guiding star. And I? I am the inheritor of their will, their sacred duty. I carry the weight of their legacy and the burden of my people's survival. It is a weight you cannot possibly imagine. You sanction me. You cut off my trade, my oil, my access to your world. You think you can starve me into submission. You think my people will rise up against me if their bellies are empty. You have learned nothing. You did this to me in the 90s. The arduous march, famine, darkness, death. Your blockade was a weapon of mass destruction. But did we break? Did we surrender? No. We ate roots. We built fires. We survived, and we learned a lesson we will never forget. You want us dead. Every sanction you sign is a declaration of war, and it only makes my resolve harder. So how do I respond? I cannot fight you with aircraft carriers and stealth bombers. I cannot fight you with your own game of global finance. You have all the cards in that game. I must play a different game. The game of asymmetry. The game of the weak against the strong. I use your own systems against you. Your internet, your financial networks. I use your arrogance, your distraction, your political divisions. I am the ghost in your machine, the virus in your system. A constant, low-level annoyance that you cannot eradicate. You wonder what I want. Money? Respect? A peace treaty? It is so much simpler than that. I want you to leave me alone, but I know you never will. As long as I exist, I am a challenge to your authority, a flaw in your perfect world order. You cannot abide a nation that does not play by your rules. So I know you will keep coming. You will keep pushing, which leave me only one choice. One path. The path my father started, and the one I will finish. The question you should be asking is not what I want. The question is, what am I willing to do to guarantee my survival? The answer to that question should terrify you, because I have learned from my father and from yours. I have learned that the only thing that makes a predator hesitate is the fear of being bitten back. Let's talk about the bomb. The thing you whisper about in your security councils. The reason you pretend to take me seriously. You think my nuclear program is an act of aggression, a madman's toy. Have you ever considered that it might be the most rational decision a country like mine could possibly make? You call me a proliferator, a threat to global stability. Who are you to lecture me? You, America, are the only nation in history to have used nuclear weapons on human beings. You, the permanent five of the UN Security Council, hold the world hostage with your arsenals. You tell the rest of us that we cannot be trusted with the fire you so freely wield. Is there a more perfect definition of hypocrisy? You build a world where the ultimate currency of power is the atom bomb, and then you are shocked when I want to print my own money. My program is not about attacking you. To attack you would be suicide. I'm not a madman. I am a survivor. My program is about one thing, and one thing only, deterrence. It is a guarantee, a promise, a poison pill. It is a message sent directly to you in a language you cannot pretend to misunderstand. The message is this: you can no longer threaten me without consequence. You can no longer contemplate my destruction as a viable policy option. If you come for me, if you try to destroy my country and my people again, I will burn your world down with me. Do you understand the cold, perfect logic of it? It is the great equalizer. It makes the weakest nation the equal of the strongest. It is the only thing that can make a shark hesitate. My nuclear bomb is the only true peace treaty I can ever have with you. It is my declaration of independence, written in plutonium. Every successful test you condemn is another lock on my door. Every missile I parade is another brick in my fortress wall. You try to calculate my capabilities. How many warheads? What is their yield? What is the range of my missiles? You're asking the wrong questions. The only question that matters is, am I willing to use them? You look at me and my country, and you see what you want to see, a bizarre failing state. You do not see the 70 years of simmering rage. You do not see the memory of the fire you rain from the sky. You do not see the absolute conviction that we are fighting for our very existence. You assume I think like you, that I value what you value. That is a fatal mistake. So I will continue to build. I will continue to test. I will make my arsenal bigger, stronger, more sophisticated. I will put my bombs on submarines that can hide in the depths of the ocean. I will develop warheads that can evade your missile shields. I will not stop. Not until the threat from you is gone. And we both know that will be never. So I will never stop. What is the end game, you ask? There is no end game. There is only the eternal present. The standoff, the deterrence, the guarantee. You think this is a crisis? You are wrong. This is the new stability. A stability bought with the threat of mutual annihilation. You created this game. I'm just playing to win. And for me, winning is not about conquering you. It is about ensuring I can never be conquered.